There are places where football is played. And there are places where football lives.
We bring you back to one of the great shrines of American football, Lambeau Field.
Where each breath turns to smoke and history hangs in the air like the frost of 1,000 Sundays. Lambeau Field.
You can feel the magic on that field.
We can beat anybody.
Football is not just a game, but a way of life.
The weight of history past.
And the Bengals will have it.
They remind us that greatness does not come easily. Beneath the noise and the memory,
With another play fake.
there is room for something new. For those who come not to erase history, but to earn their place within it.
Cincinnati hits the road, this time to one of the oldest and most historic stadiums in the league, as the Bengals take aim at getting back in the win column in Week 6. Welcome in to Bengals Weekly. I'm Marissa Contipelli. The Bengals leap their way over to Lambeau Field to take on the Packers, and there has been no shortage of Bengals talk across the football world this week. Now, we will get into all of that and more on the show. So as we get you set for a late afternoon kickoff in Green Bay, we'll introduce you to the newest Joe in town, as the Bengals added veteran QB Joe Flacco in a trade with Cleveland. Dax Hill was on the mic in Week 5, and we'll take you down to field level to listen in. But Dax wasn't the only Fed we had in the building last week. Chad Ochocinco was in the house and roaming the sidelines. TJ Slaton returns to Lambeau, and we sit down with the defensive tackle who will take the field for the first time as a visitor in Green Bay. And on Countdown, I'll tell you what Jamar Chase needs on Sunday to once again etch his name into the history books. But first, the team returned to Cincinnati after spending 3 of the first 4 games on the road to face another tough NFC foe as they look to build some momentum in the jungle. Here's this week's From the Jungle.
Coach, those are 2 tough losses in a row. What do you do? What do you say to these guys to keep them up and ready to go?
Part of playing the NFL is dealing with adversity.
Broncos win it by 25.
Unfortunately, we're going through a bump in the road. What I'm saying? It's going to happen. But, like I said, it's adversity. You got to face it, move on.
It's part of our job is to come to work, ready to roll, giving our best, have a sense of urgency. And we have to be great. I love playing these types of games. These are my favorite games to play. This is why we do it. Our backs up against the wall a little bit going in this game off of 2 losses. That's perfect. I'd like to see how everybody responds, who lives in fear, who thrives in the adversity. It's a great opportunity for a coach to really assess what guys are made of, myself included. Anything less than that is unacceptable right now where we're at. And it's a tremendous opportunity that we are not running from, we are running directly into.
One more snap will do it for Detroit. Goff takes a knee, and the remaining 30 seconds will run off the clock. The Lions beat the Bengals. Bengals offense came to life in the 4th quarter, but too late to really threaten Detroit as the Lions win it by the final score of 37-24.
Disappointing on offense. That's my job. I call the plays on offense. I put this thing together. I got to be better for this football team.
We head to the 4th quarter. Detroit leading Cincinnati 28-3.
Put this on me. I got to do a better job getting us into a rhythm, getting us away where we can sustain some drives, put points on the board. I'm glad he hung in there. He made some plays for us down the stretch, 3 straight touchdown drives at the end of the game.
Browning on the move, throwing for the end zone, looking for Chase. He pulls it in, touchdown!
That's the Jake Browning I know. He's resilient. He'll stare adversity in the face. you can count on them to keep bouncing back.
Browning steps into a deep ball. Jamar Chase is open, over the shoulder catch, and he will walk into the end zone.
Browning to the end zone, diving catch, Higgins, touchdown. And the Bengals with their third touchdown in the second half.
I thought we were going to win the game when we were kicking the onside kick.
Bengals declare an onside kick, 1 for 17 across the league this year.
It just felt like one of those deals where we were going to find a way to go win the game.
There's a big pile at the 40. The Lions are saying they have it.
I guess that's just my belief in the guys in the locker room that I've seen this happen with us before and that we're going to figure it out and someone's going to step up and make a play and we're going to go win the game. And that's how I felt until the very end there in the last 2 minutes.
Just remind you of what you guys are capable of doing on offense.
We know what we're capable of at the end of the day. We gotta get there. That's what it's all about, getting there.
There's a lot to correct on film, and it's just one of those things. We have a resilient group.
I believe my guys, they did great today. They answered the bell when I told them about last week. We're facing adversity. We gotta keep knocking the tree down until they fall. So
we know what good football looks like. We know what good football players look like. We know what a good camaraderie looks like, and we have all of the reason to put it together.
That's the best thing about this league is you got to move on quickly, and you're playing every Sunday, so you get another opportunity to get out there and be better, and that's what I'm focused on now.
So do you still believe in Jake going forward as your starter?
I do. I of course, after a game like that, we're going to look at all personnel to make sure we're doing the right thing.
Breaking news here into CBS Sports HQ, where the Cincinnati Bengals have acquired quarterback Joe Flacco.
The Browns are trading Joe Flacco and a 6th-round pick to the Bengals for a 5th-rounder.
Will he be up to speed to go visit Green Bay?
Excited to get him out there. We'll start him this week, so he's going to take all the reps, get ready to go.
Coming up next, we take a closer look at the details surrounding the trade for Joe Flacco and what the guys in the locker room are saying about their new QB. Bengals Weekly is brought to you by Kettering Health, the official healthcare provider of the Cincinnati Bengals. AltaFiber, the official Wi-Fi and internet provider of the Cincinnati Bengals. And Paycor, proud to be the official HR software provider of the Cincinnati Bengals. Welcome back to Bengals Weekly. We had another player wearing the hot mic for the first time as a Bengal, as Dax Hill was our undercover Fed in the jungle last week. So let's now head down to field level and listen in.
Yes, sir. Yo, boy. Have a day, my dog. Yo, brother. Do your thing, bro. Button it up. Physical. Yep. Physical. Yep. Okay. Come on. Come on, let's do it. 3, 2. Do your thing, whoa! Hey, can I have my mouthpiece? A molded one?
Mouthpiece for that.
Can I have a thin one? Make sure my teeth don't fall out this time.
Just got smile, Dax.
Woo! Get upfield, get upfield. Yeah, oh no. Hey. Where that flag? Yeah. But his arms are so long, he didn't even know where to put.
Off backside pressure, it's Hendrickson. The ball is out, scooped up underneath by the Bengals.
That's us. That's us. He wasn't throwing it. Yeah, JB. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, sir, JB. Go. Let's go.
You see how wide he went?
Which one? You talking about on whenever they were stacked over there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just widened up.
I didn't know what they were doing. One ran straight into me. I'm like, bro, run the route. 1, 2, 3. On lock in. Be great. Yeah, JB. I felt that one.
Telling you.
Yes, sir. Hey, you smack, buddy, bro. You smack, buddy.
You heard that one?
Oh my gosh. Said adjust your chin strap.
Adjust my.
Buckle up.
Let's get this back. Let's get this back.
Yes, sir. Yeah, boy.
Let's go get another turnover, okay?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah.
Don't worry about the last play ever, okay?
Yeah.
Made on, let's see it. What are we made on? Good stop. Great stop. Great stop.
Come on.
Come on. We with you now, what? With you. We want him to line up again. That's our mentality. Every time again. Every time.
Nobody open, in some trouble. Browning on the move, throwing for the end zone, looking for Chase. He pulls it in, touchdown! Oh, what a catch!
Yes, sir. Woo! He was on the opposite side. Let's go hunt. Let's go hunt. We almost had that. We all got to be better for each other. On to the next one.
If you told me back in training camp that the Bengals would make an in-season trade with a longtime interdivision rival, I'm not sure I would have believed it. Because what happened this week is rare. So rare that it's only the third time ever the team has acquired a player in season, and the first time they've done so with a fellow division foe. Now, the Bengals sent a 2026 fifth-round draft pick to the Browns in exchange for Joe Flacco and a 2026 sixth-rounder. This is also the first time the Browns and Bengals have completed a trade since Cleveland returned to the league in 1999. Now, Flacco started the first 4 games for the Browns this season, his second stint with Cleveland after winning the NFL Comeback Player of the Year award in 2023 and leading the Browns to a playoff berth. Flacco is in his 18th season. He spent his first 11 years in Baltimore, winning Super Bowl 47. Since then, he has made stops in Denver, New York, Indianapolis, and Cleveland. Flacco sits 16th all-time with 46,512 passing yards. His 259 touchdowns is 5th most among active players, and his 116 regular season and playoff wins are 3rd most among active QBs. Zach Taylor announced on Wednesday that Flacco will indeed get the start in Green Bay. It'll be the first time we see him line up alongside the majority of the offense. But it will be a reunion with Noah Fant and Orlando Brown. Fant played in Denver with Flacco in 2019, as Brown was teammates with Flacco in Baltimore the year prior.
That was my rookie year with Joe. I think Joe's a great quarterback. He's played for a long time. He's won a Super Bowl.
And it's crazy how football works. It's 2026 or 25, and Joe Flacco is playing for the Cincinnati Bengals. That is insane.
Obviously, when I saw Joe in the building this morning, it was great to see him and dap him up real quick.
Just in terms of the way he gets the ball out, his arm strength, he's been around the game, so he knows how to do it.
He can throw any ball across the field anywhere he wants to, so it'll be good to have in our offense. And obviously with the receivers that we have, with the tight ends we have, with the running backs we have, we got some guys that are pretty talented. So it's going to be cool to see him take advantage of that.
Home away from home, kind of?
Yeah, in a sense.
We had a legend in the building last week as Ocho was roaming the sidelines at Paycor. And you're in for a treat as Chad was on the mic. That's coming up next when we return. Welcome back to Bengals Weekly. Now, you never quite know what you're going to get when you put a mic on Chad Johnson. But I can tell you one thing. It is almost always just pure entertainment. Chad was kind enough to let us mic him up as he was on the sidelines pregame last week. So fans, enjoy this one.
Somebody find Joe so I can give him my toe. Good morning.
Does it feel weird when you come back here still a little bit?
I feel like a little kid.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm playing even though I'm not.
Home away from home, kind of?
Yeah, in a sense. McPherson! Love you. Let's go. If you need my leg, let me know.
I will say,
Yeah.
I've seen your kid.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
Thank you.
You still play pickup soccer and all that?
Yeah, 11v11. Yeah, I'm up top, striking, so I don't have to do much running. Just firing space. Just firing space. Come on, man. Ooh. Hey, honestly, I locked that up. Y'all need an extra body? Y'all need some legs?
We'll take him.
I'm ready.
Hey, this is the guy you talk to. Get him on a 1 week, 2 week contract, something?
I need a contract.
Oh, that's even better for us.
I need a contract.
You look like you can still do it.
The mind knows what to do. The body,
I mean, come
it
on.
probably won't respond.
Maybe not to the level, but we get something out of it.
Yeah. I'm so happy. I feel like a little kid.
Why is that?
Because, like, coming to a game, I got butterflies. I'm nervous.
It's a competitive.
You know, it's weird, but it feels like I never played before.
Really?
Like I swear to God, it's like when I see Chase and T and everybody run out, it's like I'm a little kid, like, oh my God, like true excitement. Like I never played. Like I'm looking at them like, oh, I don't know.
I used to be you, man.
Hello? What's up, boy? Hey, let me know if you need my toe. Hey, y'all hiring? There we go, that was good. That's great content.
Last week's game was the Bengals' annual Crucial Catch game. As each year, the NFL uses its platform to help bring awareness and support to survivors and those fighting. With this year's campaign landing on the same day as the Bengals Stripe Out, the team went a step further to help stripe out cancer.
Crucial Catch is the NFL initiative that we run every single year, helping patients who are fighting cancer and supporting cancer research, ultimately with the goal of ending cancer across the world.
Each color in the Crucial Catch logo represents a different form of cancer that can be detected early.
Incredible celebration throughout the month of October. Throughout the game, it offers a really cool game day thematic, so fans in the stadiums and then the fans also who are joining us online can help support the fight against cancer.
I think the Crucial Catch campaign is very impactful. Obviously within the NFL at a personal level, a lot of players and employees have had family members, friends, loved ones who have been impacted by cancer. I think that the league showing support for Crucial Catch and eradicating cancer means a lot to those people, and it shows, when we have such a big platform, both nationally and internationally, that it really makes a great impact in fundraising and research towards getting rid of cancer.
From Waynesville, cervical cancer survivor Stephanie. Stephanie, ring that bell!
So one of our new annual traditions is the Crucial Catch bell ringing ceremony. Here we welcome survivors from the Kettering Health Cancer Center to participate in a commemorative bell ringing ceremony. It's been this incredibly uplifting and powerful storytelling moment where we can tell the stories of these cancer survivors and celebrate their journey. In addition, we did a final bell ring for all lives past and present because one thing we realized is not everyone can ring the bell.
On Sunday, I had so many people come up to me, both those involved and not involved, just to say thank you for what we're doing. It really makes people think, not only about the people who have been fighting, who have gone through their fights, but it also makes you think about, what am I doing to prevent cancer in my own life, or what am I doing to support those around me who might be going through their battles?
I think it's so important because everyone's been impacted by cancer or knows someone that's been impacted by cancer. So being able to remember them, to shine a light on something, positive, to raise awareness in the fight against cancer about early detection, I think that's what really matters, and hopefully we can help people in the future fight this battle quicker.
What I think it's all about, is we work together with Kettering Health to bring awareness to cancer prevention, not only celebrating those who have won their battles, but educating people who might have a battle to fight in the future and helping them to win that battle as quickly as possible.
Coming up, it's a reunion in Lambeau. For a couple of Bengals, that is. And we'll sit down with T.J. Slaton and Jerry Montgomery next, here on Bengals Weekly. Welcome back to Bengals Weekly. Back in March, the team brought in T.J. Slaton to bolster up the interior of the defensive line. Now, the D tackle has a reputation for stuffing ball carriers at the line of scrimmage. But Slaton is so much more than just a run stopper. And his relationship with defensive line coach Jerry Montgomery is a big reason why. We now go behind the stripes with the man known as the Big Truck.
The Bengals' #1 defense is out there. Slaton is inside.
TJ Slaton Jr. at the defensive tackle. We need that middle taken care of.
Big body, he's stout when he plays behind his pads and with hands. There's not many people that can move him. I had TJ his first 3 years. We drafted him 5th round. First impression was like massive, very athletic, big guy. I mean, I remember team meeting, we had a hoop and he stood flat-footed and dunked it 2 hands in front of the whole team. So, you know, super athletic. And then when we got out to practice, I'm like, okay, we got a long ways to go to get you where you need to be.
My first impression was, you know, maybe he didn't like me at first, you know, just listening to what he was saying. And then I started buying in his technique and the things that he was teaching, like it started working for me. So I changed my mind after that, you know. He's definitely one to take from, and he's definitely looking to help you.
We don't put it all together?
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me come to you, though.
Come on.
Yeah, you're throwing your hands. Let me come to you. Come on.
All right, you gotta come back to me.
1, 2, 3.
When I got with J-Mo my rookie year, my biggest thing was my hands. I love to run in there with my shoulders and try to just muscle people around, and it was hurting me. The biggest emphasis with me and J-Mo was get your hands up in the run game. You gotta play with extensions. If you don't play with extensions, it's gonna be hard for you to be productive.
TJ Slaton, the first guy to knife into the backfield.
Minnesota game here. All right, this is a call where we kind of cut the nose tackle loose and allow him to get vertical. So you can see what type of havoc he can wreak when he's going forward. Guard's trying to reach him. He knocks back the guard and is able to flatten out down the line of scrimmage and make the play on the running back in the backfield. This is an early down play where he's able to get in the crease, getting on in the edge, and be able to affect the quarterback. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. He's more than just a run stopper. He does a really good job of playing down the line of scrimmage. When we talk about being able to play in between the tackle box, he's making plays from the nose tackle all the way out to the tackle box.
Nah, bro, we trying to finish. You heard what I'm saying? We trying to finish. We playing through the whistle, coach.
Well, he knows the expectations and what I'm looking for. As we go through drills, you'll see him in the back trying to help the young guys, like, hey, understand what he's saying here.
Like a cross chop. Yeah, you shoot it, it's just a cross chop. When you did it, it looked like you was trying to arm over. Can y'all line up behind them and walk through it? Line up behind them and walk through it.
I want to say I'm more of like a leader by example. The young guys on our line, they ask me a lot of questions about like where their hands and stuff. When you have teammates that do that, you can build a stronger bond with them, and then you have that trust with them on the field as well. I'm just, taking it day by day. If the guys want to, view me as that leader or see me as that leader, I take it.
You gotta plant and go get a sack. Try to tell you, but ain't nothing better than the player coach, man. We just need a little insight, you know what I'm saying? Come on, coach, give me a little 1-2 from back in the day. I might be able to translate it.
It says a lot that he had the opportunity to go to multiple other places, and he chose to come back and play for me. And he knows how I'm going to coach him, and he knows the standard I'm going to hold him to.
With J-Mo, me going into year 5, he's still the same guy. As a player, you should want somebody who's going to hold you accountable. You should want somebody who's going to correct every little detail you're going to do. Like, you want somebody who's going to be on you about your hands, your eyes, your feet, where your head should be.
I think he has the ability to play tackle to tackle and be one of the better D tackles in this league. I'm excited for the future, and I think he's got a long career as long as he stays healthy.
When we return, Kevin Harlan will be on the call in Green Bay, and we sit down with the CBS broadcaster to get his preview of Bengals versus Packers. The Bengals make the trip to Lambeau Field for the first time since 2017, with the all-time series tied at 7. Now, Green Bay had an early season bye, but the week prior, they gave up a season-high 40 points to Dallas after suffering their first loss of the year the week before to Joe Flacco. Kevin Harlan will be in the booth Sunday for CBS, and he now joins Dan Hoard to give us his preview.
Kevin, we got quite the plot twist this week with the Bengals acquisition of Joe Flacco having a Cincinnati assignment this week. What was your reaction?
Stunned, but it makes sense. He knows the division. He is a quarterback who has seen everything. He's reached the highest of highs. I think his love for the game, which has always been there, it kind of feels like it's grown the older he's gotten and the more years he's piled up on his resume as being an NFL quarterback. He's good at it. He's a great locker room influence. And this is maybe a shot in the arm until Joe gets back in December that this team needs. I mean, they've got the parts. We all know that. I was thrilled. This clearly shows, hey, we're in it. We've got the parts. Let's keep going. We're only 2-3. It's not like we're 0-5 in a division which has no Lamar for a while. We don't know how long that will be. You never know what Pittsburgh's going to give you, and Cleveland continues to find their way. It shows aggression, and I think every fan would appreciate that.
Let me take it a step further. Kansas City is 2-3 and playing the Lions this week. The Texans, with their division titles the last couple of years, are 2-3. They go to Seattle this week. The AFC in general appears to be wide open, doesn't it?
I agree, Dan. You're on it. You can never give up. How many times have we gotten into the week 15, 16, 17, 18 world and teams that were maybe at the beginning of the year 4-8 or 3-5 or whatever are now like right there with the win, can get in the playoffs and make a noise that can be resounding. I applaud what the Bengals have done. I love that in the middle of a season, when you think you've got everything just kind of proportioned the right way, this happens, or Parsons is traded. And here we have those kind of teams, Green Bay and Cincinnati, meeting this weekend after making big early season moves to their roster.
Let's discuss the Packers. They opened the season with dominant wins over Detroit and Washington. What is your view of the Packers and the problems they present for Cincinnati this week?
I do their preseason games, so I've seen them throughout the summer, pre-Parsons' arrival. And here is an organization that has been graced with 2 straight Hall of Fame quarterbacks in Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers, and they really are high on Jordan Love. Their quarterback now is playing well. The Packers come into this game off a bye, but now the Bengals have got their own juice. They got their own spark, and I think they're going to feel really good about what they bring in, and they're 2-3. Even as much as you might think the Packers have got the answer, you never know. That's the beauty of the game coming up Sunday at Lambeau Field.
Did the Micah Parsons trade change your view of the Packers' ability to win a Super Bowl title?
I think it stunned the league because he's a fifth-year player at the very height of his powers and as dominant and as forceful a one-man guy as you're going to find on any defensive unit in the league. Like, he changes a game. Offenses now tilt toward wherever he's going to be with extra blockers. Wherever he lines up, that's a red flag, and you've got a great guy that can decipher that stuff in Flacco, who just played the Packers and won a couple weeks ago for Cleveland. He knows the recipe, right? So he knows this defense.
Kevin, thank you so much, my friend. Really appreciate your time. Look forward to seeing you this weekend.
Sunday marks just the 15th time the Bengals and Packers will meet on the gridiron. Now, there have been no shortage of memorable matchups between these two teams, but the 2013 outing might have been one of the best showings a defense has had against Aaron Rodgers. Rodgers' 64 QB rating and 244 passing yards were both season lows as the defense had 4 takeaways and were able to hold Green Bay for the team to score the final 13 points in the come-from-behind win.
Kind of weird that we at home and don't nobody think we can win this game. They think this is the best just because it's the best offense. We supposed to come in here scared. How many times they tell you couldn't do this and you couldn't do that? What you do? What you do? You fight harder. You fight harder. Give everything you got.
Starks, who had 132 rushing yards last week. That was a dangerous throw. And good coverage out of the edge by Leon Hall. Rodgers keeps it, drops it off. Quarless, pass too low.
They're at their own 47. They lead Cincinnati 30-21. 3:10 left here in the third quarter. Rodgers in the gun, drops back, looking over the middle. He throws, intercepted, picked off by Terrence Newman. Running back toward midfield, and he is pulled down at the 46-yard line.
Quarless is wide open, but drops it. Pass is off the hands of Cobb. Part of it for Rodgers and the Packers is picking up blitzers, helping to protect. Blitz off the edge, pass is out of the reach of the tight end. Aaron throws, and he's picked off. Intercepted by Leon Hall. And it is the rare 2-interception game for Aaron Rodgers. And this Bengals defense was good enough here today.
When we return, we'll take you into the locker room and check in with the team as they prepare for their next NFC North opponent. Matchup Sound is next, here on Bengals Weekly. Welcome back to Bengals Weekly. When you think about the Packers defense, the first name that comes to mind for most is Micah Parsons. Parsons was acquired from Dallas prior to Week 1 and has already made a difference on Green Bay's front. But he's not the only defender the Bengals need to be aware of come Sunday.
I mean, you could obviously see they're heavily invested into their front. Their front pretty good. Linebackers are good too. They got McKinney back there. He's a great safety. You know, watched him at Alabama a little bit. Played against him 1 year, so they particularly choose to play zone a lot. So that's all over the film. They put a little man on third down sometimes, but other than that, they got a great defense, great up front.
Any team with an elite pass rusher, you're always kind of looking for ways to stop them, whether it's chips, high help on the tackles, and multiple plays. So that's kind of what we did against Dallas last year. Like, we always made sure that Micah Parsons wasn't getting a one-on-one.
Great players all across the board. Obviously, their premier guys are on the edge with Micah and Gary. I think Quay Walker's an excellent Mike. They got a great back end and really good D tackles. So we got to be at our best in a hostile environment. Really excited to get there and get back to even. Get this thing back on track.
They have a competitive defense. They've done really well so far this year, and another week to bounce back, kind of establish ourselves as an offense. You know, as long as we can stay on the field, turn the chains over, put points on the board, that's a win.
They're just very consistent with how they move the ball. They trust in their guys, especially Jordan Love running their offense. Aside from number 10, we got to limit number 8 as well. He's a complete back. He's everything you want in a running back. A guy who can catch out of the backfield, a guy who can plant the foot and get vertical, a guy who will, lower the shoulder to get those extra yardage in order to get a first down or get closer to a first down.
Jordan Love run the show. He was a young guy when I was there, and he was behind Aaron Rodgers. Kind of learned from him a lot. But he's really stepped into his own these last couple of years, and a lot of great receivers around them. So they have threats on all fronts of the offense. So we just got to be able to attack.
Right now, he's being very decisive with his throws. So knowing Jordan from back then, when he's being very decisive, he can get the ball out pretty quick and kind of like ruin the game for a defense. So we got to make him indecisive. We got to get him off the spot.
The Bengals look to put an end to their 3-game skid, but it won't be an easy task. The Packers bring in a stout defense and an offense that's been clicking on nearly all cylinders early this season. So let's send it over to the trio, who give us their keys to a victory in Week 6.
The all-time series between the Bengals and Packers is even at 7 apiece. The Bengals have 3 wins in Wisconsin over the years, and in this Who Dey conversation, we are going to give you 3 keys to winning at Lambeau this Sunday. Lap, you're up first.
Turnovers, Dan. I mean, so many games at any level, high school, college, National Football League, it's decided by possessing the football, turnovers. You don't want to give the football away, give the opponent more opportunities to score and hurt you. The Cincinnati Bengals, they're -1 per game on the turnover ratio. That's not going to win you many football games. So they're going to have to turn that around quickly, immediately, if not sooner, because Green Bay, they've got some weapons. They've got an arsenal. They can score. They can score points, and they can score points in a hurry. So you don't want to give them additional possessions to go ahead and try to accomplish that. And defensively, Green Bay's a snootful as well. I mean, they're a solid football team. Every phase of their football team, their operation is in good shape. In both lines of scrimmage, the Green Bay Packers can play good football. So the Bengals, they have their work cut out for them going up to Green Bay and trying to get a victory up there. And one way that will make it a little bit easier, make the path a little bit more manageable, would be to win that turnover battle.
All right, that's key number 1. Butch, what's key number 2?
Bengals defensive tackle TJ Slaton Jr. not only goes back to Green Bay, but he returns with his defensive line coach, Jerry Montgomery, who spent the better part of the last decade with the Pack. Slaton and Montgomery want to do exactly what the Bengals did this last week against the Lions, another NFC North edition, and they controlled the running game. A very good Lions running attack. They held to 3.6 yards per carry on 33 shots in a very physical game, and they need that up in Green Bay because Matt LaFleur relies on that run game. And if anybody knows the running game, it's probably the two guys who have practiced against it, Slaton and Montgomery. They got Josh Jacobs there, a 4-time 1,000-yard back. He's coming off a 1,300-yard season. Matt LaFleur is going to put the ball in his hands. Their running game has been a little bit shaky of late, but they keep giving it to Jacobs. I think the fewest amount of times he's carried it this year is 16 times. T.J. Slaton, Jerry Montgomery, they're getting ready for Josh Jacobs, and they want to remind Matt LaFleur just what they might be missing in the trenches up there.
All right, key number 3, where's number 1? Micah Parsons for the Green Bay Packers. The Packers traded Pro Bowler Kenny Clark and 2 first-round draft picks to get him, then made Micah the highest-paid non-quarterback in history at $47 million a year. If the Bengals are going to win, they can't let Parsons wreck the game. Back in 2022, when he was still with Dallas, he had 2 sacks and 5 quarterback hits as the Cowboys beat the Bengals by 3. But last year, no sacks and no tackles as Cincinnati beat Dallas by 7. He's moving around a lot for Green Bay, so Orlando Brown Jr. and Amarius Mims will have to play well in order for the Bengals to muzzle Micah. There you have it. 3 keys to beating the Packers in this Who Dey conversation.
Coming up next, it's Contipelli's Countdown, where I'll tell you how 2 rookie guards have been 2 of the best amongst first-year players. Stay with us here on Bengals Weekly. Welcome back to Bengals Weekly. In a move that surprised many, including those within the walls of the Bengals locker room, there's a new QB in town. Now, Joe Flacco has already put together a legendary and storied NFL career, but he's not done yet. And this Sunday, Flacco has the opportunity to continue to write his name into the history books. So as they say, we're about to Flacco around and find out. Just 2 weeks ago, Joe Flacco handed the Green Bay Packers their sole loss of 2025. And if Flacco can repeat that outcome again on Sunday, he would become just the second player since 1950 to start and beat an opponent with 2 different teams in the same season. And when Flacco takes the field in Green Bay, he will join Ryan Fitzpatrick as the only quarterback since 2002 to start for 3 of 4 teams in the same division, as Flacco spent 11 seasons in Baltimore and was previously in Cleveland. Ja'Marr Chase logged his 12th career multi-touchdown game last week as he hauled in his 48th and 49th receiving touchdowns. That's the most in the NFL since he entered the league in 2021, with the next closest player having 45. And with 1 receiving touchdown on Sunday, Chase would become the 5th fastest in the Super Bowl era to reach 50 receiving touchdowns. Now, his 64-yard TD brought his career total of 60-plus yard scores to 13. That's the most by a player in NFL history under the age of 26. And among active players since the start of 2021, Chase has 9 more than the next closest pass catcher. And as another NFC opponent is on deck, in 21 career games against the conference, Chase is averaging over 100 receiving yards a game, with 22 total touchdowns. The changing of the guards this season has seen 2 first-year players have success on the line. Among rookie interior offensive linemen, Jalen Rivers' 2.3 pressure rate allowed is 5th best, with Dylan Fairchild right behind him at number 6 with a 3.3. Fairchild has started every game at left guard this season, as Rivers has started the last 2 games at right guard after stepping in the 3rd quarter in Minnesota when Dalton Reisner went out due to injury. The Packers are coming off their bye where they are 3-3 in the week following since 2019. In week 4, Green Bay allowed a season-high 40 points to Dallas, but prior to that game, they were the league's #1 scoring defense, holding opponents to under an average of 15 points per game. As for their offense, they have scored 27 or more in 3 of their first 4, but only mustered up 10 points in week 3. That was the week Joe Flacco and company handed Green Bay its only loss of the season. The Packers do bring in the league's top third down conversion rate, as Green Bay is converting on over 53% of its third down attempts. So as the defense will be tasked with slowing down Jordan Love and the Packers, Golden's group is coming off a season-high 4 sacks against Detroit, with Myles Murphy snagging his first full sack of the season and Joseph Osai logging his second in the past 3 games. Trey Hendrickson, meanwhile, led the way with his 17th career multi-sack performance. That's third most in the league since 2019. When we return, it's time for Social Spotlight, where once again Jamar Chase finds himself on our list after his TD grab last week. We'll tell you more next, here on Bengals Weekly. This fall, the Bengals have teamed up with Ohio Cat to bring the jungle to you. Every Friday during the football season, we will be out at a different high school football game, cheering on our local teams. Students and fans have the opportunity to take pictures with Houday, show off their best school spirit, and win great prizes. Rule your school and be on the lookout for Friday night stripes, because the Bengals and Ohio Cat could be coming to your game next. Houday Nation, it's time to recognize our high school coaches. Nominate your coach for the Bengals Coach of the Week, presented by Paycor. Visit Bengals.com/Coach of the Week for more information. It's now time for our Social Spotlight segment, and who else than to start off this segment than with numero uno, Jamar Chase. Look at what Chase accomplished in Week 5, his 64-yard touchdown pass, the 4th longest from the week. Jamar adding another long-range touchdown to his resume. That was his first touchdown grab of the afternoon. We're also going to check in with one of Flacco's former teammates. Look at this. Willie Anderson and Joe Flacco played together in Baltimore in 2008. That was Willie's last year in the league, but Joe's first. And fans, if you're wondering what number Flacco is going to be wearing for the Bengals, well, we've got it for you hot off the press. Flacco will wear number 16. Previously, he has worn number 5 for most of his career. He also wore number 19 for just a tidbit, and 15 most recently in Indianapolis and Cleveland. And who knows, maybe the 16 will give Flacco a little bit of spark as he makes his Bengals debut on Sunday. Now make sure you are following along with the Bengals social media channels. All you have to do to find us is search @Bengals and give us a follow. Kickoff between the Bengals and the Packers is set for 4:25 Eastern, and you can catch all the action on your local CBS station. You can also check out one of the streaming options, including Paramount Plus in market, NFL Plus nationally, or NFL Sunday Ticket out of market. And as always, you can listen in to Dan Horde and Dave Lapham on the Bengals Radio Network. Thanks for tuning in to Bengals Weekly. Kickoff between the Bengals and the Packers from Lambeau Field is coming up. For Dan Horde, Dave Lapham, Jeff Hobson, and our entire crew, I'm Marissa Contipelli. We'll see you next week. Bengals Weekly was brought to you by Paycor, proud to be the official HR software provider of the Cincinnati Bengals. AltaFiber, the official Wi-Fi and internet provider of the Cincinnati Bengals. Your local Kia dealers. Visit kia.com to discover movement that inspires. And Kettering Health, the official healthcare provider of the Cincinnati Bengals.